There is one thing that scares me more than death. It's dying as no one, living 80 years and realizing I never really lived. No impact, no legacy, just a lifetime of scrolling, escaping, lying to myself and calling it normal. I knew what I wanted, but every time I had a chance to move, I scrolled. Every time it got hard, I backed off, and every time I failed, I told myself some pretty little excuse to make it okay. No discipline, no courage, no fight, only the same pathetic patterns on repeat. That version of me, he was weak and he was winning, but not anymore. I was tired of watching my own life slip through my fingers. So I fought back with discipline, with pain, with 10 brutal habits that rebuild everything from the ground up. If that sounds like you, then listen closely. These 10 habits saved me, and they can save you. Each one has the power to change your life. But the last one can change you. 1. Change your morning. It's simple. If you want to change your life, then change your morning. Start every day with a challenge. 1. You will win. Wake up early, not because it's easy, but because you said you would the night before. No delays, no extra minutes, same time, every day. This is how you forge discipline. This is how you build a mind that doesn't fall under pressure. You hear the excuses, I'm tired or 5 more minutes, but they don't matter. They don't lead. You do. You rise, and what's next? You don't lie in bed scrolling through noise. You get up, first victory. Then you drink water. You fuel your body. It's important. And then you test yourself again. 10 minutes of movement. Push-ups, squats, core, plank. Simple? Maybe. Easy? Never. But you do it, even when you don't want to. Especially when you don't want to. Because what really matters is not the reps, it's the repetition. Every single day, no matter how tired you are, no matter how loud the excuses scream, you show up, you do the work. This is where weakness dies, before the world even opens its eyes. You already won, because you chose pain over comfort. This is where discipline is born. This is where strong will is forged. And this is where a new version of you are reborn. Not the version who scrolls and delays, but the one who decides, moves, fights, and finally becomes the man who can change his life. 2. Train every day, not because you want to be strong, but because you refuse to stay weak. Because you've been there, tired, distracted, unfocused. Because you're done living like a shadow of who you could be. Run, jump, ride, push, lift, move like your life depends on it. Because it does. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is that you show up, that you fight, that you don't listen to the voice that says, not today, you are too tired, it won't matter. Because that voice is the old you. And every time you ignore it, you kill a piece of weakness. You cut off the part of you that settles, that delays, that hides. You're not just building a body, you're building fire, you're building control, you're building a mind that does not fall under pressure. Discipline isn't born in comfort, it's born when your lungs burn, when your legs shake, when your excuses scream and you keep going anyway. Do it every day, even when you're tired, even when you're sore, even when no one's watching, especially then. And you will become stronger, faster, more focused, more dangerous. You'll walk taller, speak clearer, think sharper, live louder. While the rest of the world sleeps in, you rise. While they scroll and wait, you build. You become the man they wish they had courage to be. So instead of wasting another hour on games, on shows, on nothing, spend it building the only thing that truly matters. Not your rank, not your followers, yourself, your will, your mind, your life. 3. Put down the damn phone. You're drowning. Not in water, but in noise, endless noise. Your mind is under attack. Scroll after scroll, notification after notification, videos, reels, ads. It's all just endless, meaningless noise. Every second you're online, something grabs your attention, steals your focus, buries your thoughts under a mountain of noise. You don't hear your own voice anymore, you don't ask questions to yourself, you don't reflect, you just stare at the screen. And the scariest part, you think that's normal. You think being this distracted is just life. But here is the truth. You're not broken, you're overloaded. Your brain isn't lazy, it's overstimulated. Your energy isn't gone, it's being wasted on nothing. So do the one thing most people are too afraid to try. Silence. Pure, brutal silence. 1 hour a day. No phone, no social feeds, no noise, just you. At first, it will feel uncomfortable, empty. You reach for your phone like a habit, but stay in it. Stay in this stillness, and you will remember who you are. In that silence, you will hear again your goals, your regrets, your potential, your inner fire, buried for years under garbage content. This is where clarity returns. This is where your brain resets. This is where you stop running from yourself and start building your future. You will think deeply again. You will start creating. You will ask the questions that truly matter. What am I doing with my life? What do I actually want? What is my dream and how will I get there? Silence isn't weakness, it's strength. In a world addicted to noise, being still is a superpower. So step out of the current, step out of the scroll, and step into the life that's been waiting behind that noise. 4. Do what's uncomfortable. You started your morning with a fight. You got up when it hurt. That was your first victory, but it can't be your last. Now you carry the same fire through your day, through your life. Because if you want to become someone unshakable, you have to walk toward discomfort every single time. Not around it. Through it. Eyes open, chest forward, head high. Do what's hard, do what's ugly, do what scares you, exhausts you, and forces you to level up. Because that's where the real you is hiding. Take the cold shower. Not because it's refreshing, but because it's warm. Because your mind will scream don't, your chest will tighten, your skin will recoil, your instinct will beg you to stop, but you do it anyway, and you stand there in that freezing chaos, calm, composed, in control. That's transformation, that's discipline in its purest form, doing what your entire being wants to avoid and doing it anyway. Every single day is full of moments like that. Unanswered messages, tasks you've been putting off, hard conversations, workouts that burns, dreams that demand sacrifice. And every time you avoid them, you reinforce the weakness inside you. You give power to fear, to laziness, to stagnation. But every time you face them, every time you do what's hard, you reclaim a piece of yourself. You become the one who acts despite emotion. The one who moves through resistance, the one who leads himself. So lean into it, seek it, choose it again and again and again until the fire inside you burns hotter than anything the world throws at you. Do what's uncomfortable, not once, not sometimes, but every single day, and your will won't just be strong, it will be unbreakable. 5. Say no to yourself. You want power? Then learn to say no, not to others, to yourself, to the soul version of you, the one that chases comfort, pleasure, distraction, the one that ruins every with just this once, the one that's killed more dreams that failure ever could. Say no to sugar, no to scrolling, no to comfort disguised as recovery. No to the couch when you should be running, no to rest when you haven't earned it. Because no matter how strong you become, there will always be a version inside of you whispering, stop, take it easy, you've done enough, you deserve a break. That voice is always there, it never leaves. But that's the point, that's the fight, and every single time you say no to it, you win. Discipline doesn't mean never feeling weak, it means never obeying weakness. It means standing your ground when your own mind becomes the enemy. Self-control is not about punishment, it's about domination. It's about proving every day that your decisions are stronger than your desires. Say no. No to the second portion. No to the 10th scroll. No to giving up early. No to trading your future for a few seconds of comfort. Because every no is a strike at the chain that keeps you average. Say no until this old version of you stops stalking, and when it starts again tomorrow, say it louder, say it stronger, say it without hesitation. You don't need motivation, you need standards. And it starts with this, every day, without exception, saying no to the part of you that wants to stay weak. There is no option B. Great! You made it halfway. Most people already quit, but not you. That means something. 6. Face yourself on paper. Don't just go through life. Track it, question it, write it down. Because if you don't face yourself in words, you will never face yourself in action. Every day, take 5 minutes. Write what you did. Write what you felt. Write what you avoided. Write what you overcame. No filters, just brutal honesty. Because the mind forgets, but the page remembers. And when you write, you see patterns, excuses, lies, progress, pain. You see you, real you. Your journal isn't a place to vent, it's a mirror. It reflects what you become and what you're still afraid to face. When you track your days, you gain control. You stop guessing where your time went. You stop lying about your effort. You stop confusing motion with progress. What to know why most people never change? Because they never look closely enough to realize how little they're doing. But you'll write it, you'll see it, you can't ignore it, and that will make you stronger. Your words will hurt sometimes. Good. That means they're real. That means you're finally seeing clearly. And once you start writing honestly, you start living honestly. So every day face yourself on paper, even if it's messy, even if it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because the man who keeps a record is the man who stays on course, and the man who tracks his fight is the man who finishes it. 7. Read every day, feed your mind. Most people never grow mentally, not because they can't, but because they stop feeding their mind. They finish school, and they finish learning. Then they live the same year over and over again, believing the same lies, repeating the same mistakes, asking the same questions, never finding better answers, never even knowing they exist. But when you open a book, you open your mind, you open doors to new ideas, new strategies, new versions of yourself. Read at least 10 minutes a day. That's all it takes, and in return you gain decades of experience from warriors, leaders, builders, and thinkers. You borrow their failures, you absorb their wisdom, you skip years of struggle, because someone else already walked the path and left you the map. Books sharpen your focus, they expand your vision, they challenge your beliefs. They break the mental cage that your environment quietly built around you. And they show you were always capable of more. You want to speak with clarity, think with speed, decide with confidence, then stop feeding your brain junk and start filling it with knowledge. Because what you read becomes how you think, and how you think becomes how you live. So build that habit. 10 minutes every day, no excuses, no I'm tired, no I'm busy. 10 minutes of truth is worth more than 10 hours of scrolling. Every book you finish makes your mind sharper, your choices smarter, your future clearer. Read to grow, read to rise, read because the world belongs to those who study what others ignore. 8. Step outside and breathe again. Step outside, just walk, not to go somewhere, but to come back to yourself. Feel the air on your face, hear the wind in the trees, listen to the birds, not as background noise, but as reminders that the world is still moving, and so are you. Look around. Not at your phone, but at life, at the sky, at the streets, at the rhythm of things happening without your control. This isn't exercise, this is meditation, a walking reset, a moment to clear your head and hear your thoughts again, the real ones, not the ones buried under distractions. Life is loud, stressful, fast, full of pressure and expectations, but you can pause, you can breathe, you can create space between who you were this morning and who you want to be tonight. So take that walk, 5 minutes, 10, whatever it takes. Let your mind breathe with your body. Let silence clean out the noise. And as you walk, ask yourself again, not with fear, not with panic, but with clarity. What do I want? Who am I becoming? You don't need a destination, you just need distance. From the noise, from the pressure, from the version of you that forgot what the fresh air feels like. So step outside and breathe. 9. Know where your target and write it down. If you want to walk a straight path, you need to know where you're going. You need a target, real dream, a mission, a North Star. Do you really know what you want, what you're moving toward? If the answer is yes, then write it down. Put it where you can see it every day, so that every action, every decision, every hour you live has direction. Don't rely on memory, rely on clarity. Start a journal, open a note on your phone, write your goals, your desires, your tasks. Break them into steps, put them on a calendar. Organize your time like it actually matters, because it actually does. Eliminate the distractions, build a schedule, protect your focus like a warrior protects his blade, and if you can, build a full system, a place to track your thoughts, your lessons, your projects, your vision. Personally, I use Notion, and I recommend it. It's not about the app, it's about having one place where your life is mapped, visible, and organized. Like we consume more information in a single day than our grandparents did in years. Our brains are overloaded, not broken. But your mind was not made to store everything. It was made to create, to imagine, to slow, to dream. Stop dragging data around in your head. Write it down. Set it free. And now, it's time for the biggest advice, the habit that can change you from the inside out. Habit 10. Tell yourself the truth, even when it hurts. It's the most obvious habit, the simplest one to understand, but the hardest one to live by. Tell yourself the truth. Be honest with yourself, because if you can't trust your own voice, who can you trust? If you won't tell yourself the truth, then who will? Deep down, you already know what's holding you back. You know your flaws. You know where you're falling short. You know the areas where you could be doing more. You always know. But you bury it. You cover it with distractions. You caught it in excuses. You run from it. And the whole time, you know you're running. Learn to stop fearing the truth. Stand in front of the mirror and say it loud. Write it down. Admit it, not to punish yourself, but to free yourself. Because even if the truth hurts, good, it means it's real. And if it's real, you can change it. You can do something about it. You can take back the control. Stop trying to silence a voice that knows better. Stop hiding from your own judgment. Face it, and if you don't like what you see, don't look away. Fix it. Change your actions, your habits, your choices, until the truth no longer stings, but makes you proud. Build a life that you don't need to lie about. A life that's worth watching, worth recording, worth owning. And when that voice inside says, this isn't enough, don't argue, listen and rise. Because the truth will break your ego, but it will build your future. And the man who can face the truth can face anything. If you are still here, then you are not like most people. You didn't skip, you didn't scroll past. You stayed, and that means something. It means there is a fire in you. Maybe small, maybe buried, but it is there. And now you have the tools to feed it, to build something real, to stop running and start rising. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change everything overnight, but if you take even one of these habits and live it with everything you've got, your life will start to shift. Because these small things done with intention are what make giants out of men. Start today and then keep going, because there is no plan B, no shortcut, no excuse. There is only forward, there is only now, there is only the version of you you're always meant to become. And remember, the fight isn't out there. It never was. The real fight is you versus you, and it never ends. Burn the ships, there is no option B.